Hello, hello, and welcome to the conversation. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope everyone is having a great day, a good morning, a good evening. However, you are tuning in to the conversation, I want to say welcome and hello. Hello to my conversation community. You guys, it's always great to see you guys. And if you are tuning in for the very first time and you are not a part of the TC community, that's right. That's what I call them. They are the TC community, the conversation community. If you are not a part of the conversation community, you can definitely become a member of the community. How? Oh, I'm so glad you asked me. You can be a part of the community by three ways: like it, share it, or make a comment. And during the conversation, we like to have conversation not only with my guests, but definitely with the community that is chiming in. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know how you're feeling. What are some questions that you have for my guests that you would like for them to answer? Because they will definitely answer any question that you have. So, again, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to see you guys. And as always, you know for a fact that I'm going to always bring you some guests who are going to be real, who are going to be relevant, and who are definitely going to be relatable. So, hey, without any further ado, let us get into our guest. So, you know that this month we are talking about males and mental health on the conversation because it is such a big topic. It is something that we definitely don't talk about too much. It's almost like one of those things where it's like, we just don't touch those topics. But we know that mental health not only affects, one specific gender or one specific, economic category. Hey, no, it affects everyone across the board. Everyone has mental health um, struggles. And so, just to give some signs and some symptoms, again, I like to keep my community definitely educated and aware, but definitely just some signs that you might see that a loved one is being affected or a loved one may be going through a hard time. So the biggest ones that we tend to talk about a lot when it comes to mental health, we talk about anxiety, we talk about depression. There is PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, also OCD, multiple personalities, and the list goes on. There is definitely a wide array of different mental health. But if you see someone who may be sad, worrying, crying, they have withdrawn themselves from social gatherings and different things that that they normally would do. Maybe they're more irritated now than normal. Please, 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 I will encourage you to maybe have a conversation with them, find out what's going on, maybe what's happening, because something could be affecting them and something could be impacting them. But I definitely encourage that when you have this conversation with them, that you approach them, that you come to them in a space and a place where it's non-judgmental, and that you actually come to them with an open heart to hear what it is that they have to say. Because some things may be shocking for you to hear, or it might just be shocking because you see this person as such a strong figure, and and not understanding, like, they also have struggles that they go through. So definitely, like I said again, we'd always want to check in on our loved ones, check in on our friends, and kind of just see how they're doing. But again, so that was just a little bit, just to give some awareness about mental health. But haha, without any further ado, I just want to introduce you to my two guests that I have on this evening. We have Pius Covenant, and also we have Joseph. So welcome, 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 you guys, to the conversation.
Hi,
Woo!
hello. Hello, everyone.
Yes, so awesome. So we're going to start with Pius. So Pius, give the TC community a little bit about yourself. So tell us something about you.
All right. I'm super excited to be here. First of all, thank you, Andrew, for this opportunity to share a whole lot with this community. I really appreciate. So, without wasting much of our time, like Andrea said, my name is Pius Covenant, and I am a content creation strategist. Yes, I was. Let me just say, this is my month. September is my month, my birth month actually. So it's a kind of a win-win for me. So when you said, okay, we're going to be you're going to be organizing the mental health September for the meal, I was just super excited because it was happening September. I said, this is my month. So so that is a very good one for me. So I am a content creation strategist. So I went to the university. I studied chemistry in the university, and I am the first child in my family where a whole lot of things is you know what this a whole lot of things is on the firstborn, and it has been a big one for me. So during the course during the course of my struggles, I have I've attended a lot of schools, a lot of classes, and it has been an amazing one. Yes.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much for, giving us a little bit about you, so now we feel like we know Pius a little bit more. What about this TC community? Do we know him more? I think we do. We know him more. So, Joseph, give us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. And my name is Joseph Adeleke. Speaking from Nigeria, Lagos to be precise. And I'm a filmmaker, a writer, and a personal development coach. I actually studied English at the University of Lagos, Nigeria. And I am the third child of my family, the third boy, the third child, and I have my own share of life, and so I guess that's why we're here to share what we've passed through and I've been able to overcome. And I am very, very proud to be here to share my thoughts with the world and for people to learn from it. I know that it is not easy. I am a kind of person that believes that the best book you can ever read is from someone else's experience, and that kind of book is a kind of book that you is a book that you can't really get anywhere. And once you hear that kind of testimony, you it might resonate with you, and you not want to fall victim of the same thing. So a friend of mine said, or a mentor said, the if you are looking for a secret of success,
Mhm.
you would have to go to the place they are talking about it, so that when they talk about it, you are there listening, so you
Mhm.
don't miss out. So if anyone is going through depression, going through mental health challenges, I believe this community is the best place to be. And if you can't afford a therapist, this place is where you hear people's story and you would have a change of mindset. I'm really proud to be here, and thank you very much, Andre, for giving me the opportunity to share the same platform with Pius Covenant. Thank you.
Oh my God. Look, y'all made me feel so special. Thank you,
Yeah,
Pius.
that was very, very important.
Oh my goodness. But you know what? But you are so right though. And I do like how you said that if you like with success, if you want to know success, you have to be with success. And you have to
Yeah,
be around success and get that experience. And the same thing with
yeah,
mental health. Like if you are struggling with mental health, this is a good
yeah,
place for you to be. Like you said, if you can't get that professional help, you can come here and at least become more aware, learn how to cope with what you're dealing with, learn how to manage with what you're dealing with, just
yeah,
so you can be able to kind of just get along and maneuver in your day by day. So yes, thank you.
yeah.
But I want to thank you guys also for just being guests on the conversation community. Because
It's
and you know what? And you guys, we have to shout out Miss Perlette, for the
Miss Pellet
connect.
Cassell. Yes, for the connect.
Yes.
Yes, Miss Pellet. Thank you very much. I
Thank
forgot
you,
to
Miss
mention
Paulette.
that. I wanted to say that
Yes.
because she mentioned your name and I was like, okay, this is a great opportunity for me, and
Yeah,
I
see,
really really
it's
appreciate her
good
effort.
to
She has
introduce
done a
you,
lot for
and
me.
it's
She's actually been
yeah.
a very very productive person in my growth, and I'm really really grateful for that.
Oh, awesome, awesome. What were you
She's
about to
so
say,
much
Pius?
like a mentor to me. Yes, she's so much like a mentor to me, like a mother, like a lot of strategies that I've implemented in my business right now. She she orchestrated everything, so I
Oh,
really appreciate her.
wow.
Yeah,
Oh my
she's a
goodness.
blessing, right?
She's a blessing, a real blessing actually,
She's a
a real
blessing.
blessing.
Miss Perlette, if you listening, that means you holding back. You holding back, girl. Call me. But yeah, we do want to thank her for the connection because again, I'm pretty sure somebody's watching this like, wait a minute, like they're in what Nigeria, and how is
Yeah.
she way in the States? Like, how does she? But hey, I have told people before, my name is in places that I have not even yet tried it, have not even yet set foot in. And so I definitely give all thanks to the Almighty God, for even orchestrating all of this and putting it together because I know for a fact that if it was not for him, then
Yeah,
and without the obedience, with me being obedient to his word, to his calling, saying, hey, create this platform, and that's what I did, and I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful. So
Thank God.
yes, thank you, Lord. But okay, so let's get into our conversation, guys. So
Okay.
who Pius or Joseph, who do want to go first? But I guess I'll go with you, Pius, like I said, since you're on this side of me. Pius, tell us if you have yourself experienced any challenges with mental health, or if you have seen someone else maybe have challenges and struggles with mental health.
okay. All right. I'm gonna use myself as an example. I had a lot of challenges, and even from when I was growing up, it so much
Mm-hmm.
affected me that I had to lose a whole lot of things. Now I remember
Mm-hmm.
when I was much younger. One of the major problem I had was I stutter a lot, and I know people who really stutter, and when they have conversation they don't share anything with anybody. They feel when they share things with your friends, with your neighbors, people are gonna laugh at them, right? So I stuttered so much that even when I was given an opportunity to speak, that was my first speaking engagement.
Oh, I think we lost him. So he was saying, I remember he said he was saying that he used to stutter,
You
and that
stutter. Yes.
yeah, and that was his
And
first speaking engagement, and he was
speaking
saying that
engagement.
people would, he felt like he was going to be judged. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us can definitely, attest to that, or feeling
Yeah.
like, being judged, feeling like someone is going to talk about us because we have something that we like
As
we're
an
lacking in.
issue or problem or something.
Yes, yes, you are
Yeah.
so right,
Yeah.
Joseph. When we find we have an issue or a problem, and I think that's the one thing why a lot of people don't really talk about their mental health, or even talk about the different insecurities. That's the thing, the different
Yeah.
insecurities that we have because we don't want to be judged by other people.
At
You know.
all. No, no,
Mhm.
not at all. Not at all. I think mine is totally different from his. And I hope you don't mind me sharing.
Oh no, no, go
So,
ahead, go ahead.
all right. So, there is once you're done with the university over here in
Hmm.
Nigeria, there's a program that the government has set aside for graduates from the university, and it's called the NYSC.
Hmm.
It's a compulsory service here where you have to travel, to a strange land, a place in the country where you've never been to. And
Mm.
it's like a project where the graduates are trying, they are going through a period where they should serve the country. Let me just put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if so they are meant to serve the country. And I went for my own service here, but I was not happy. I was not happy
Mm.
about going to that place they wanted me to go to. I wanted to stay in Lagos, Nigeria, and not that environment they want to put me into. And it was sad. Why? Because I already started my business in photography, and I was already working on my studio. I've created a plan on how to make it successful and how to drag traffic of clients into the studio and all this kind of thing. And all of a sudden, I received my letter for the service, and I got a very, very far place to serve. And the
Mm.
distance from where I live in Lagos to the destination of where I'm going to serve is more than 10 to 12 hours journey by car. And it was creepy because I am this kind of person that I've never traveled outside of Lagos before.
Really?
I was born in Lagos. I grew up in Lagos. I schooled in Lagos. All so all my experience, all my life work has been in Lagos. And one of the reason why many people love Lagos a lot is because it's more like the mega city of the
Mm.
country. So even if when you're traveling down from Europe down here
Mm-hmm.
or anywhere around the world down to Nigeria, you most likely have to come to Lagos first before any other place.
Really?
Yeah, that's how the journey is. So it's more like, so I really do not envision seeing myself going outside going to a far place aside from Lagos. But when I got there, it was more like my dreams, hope, aspiration, plans, everything that I wanted to do got tarnished.
Wow.
And I was quite sad. And the the language that's being spoken in this country is more than 100
It's
different
what?
languages. More than a
Yeah,
hundred different languages.
700 languages, right?
Yes, like
Really?
700. Yes. So and this place that I was posted to serve, I can't speak the language.
Mm.
And I can't speak their language, so it became terrible for me because I could not speak to them, that they would
Mm-hmm.
understand me.
Mm-hmm.
And the general language that was English, that I can communicate with you and you can understand it, they really can't. Even even a small child of 3, 4, 5 that is already speaking can't even speak English. And the child will speak the native language, and I become very confused on what to say. So it was more like me in a desert area, nobody to talk
Oh,
to. Yeah, so because I can't speak for them to respond and I
yeah.
understand. And I think one of the way people can um, feel alive, for me, I feel communication does that. And
Yes.
yeah, so when you speak and the other person respond, you feel a little bit calm and okay. I remember when you were introducing, you were saying that if you know that you have a problem, get someone to speak to,
Mm-hmm.
because you actually need someone to speak to. Communication is the key. And that's why
Yeah.
this platform is there to communicate, to have a conversation, because there's a whole lot that talking can do. There's a
Mm-hmm.
whole lot that talking can do. The talking is the problem to an
Mm.
extent. To an extent, it
Yeah.
might not ease all the problem, but to an extent, it does it. And
Yeah.
I could not communicate to anybody. I was alone. I was speaking to myself, and I was speaking and responding to myself, and
Yeah.
fell into depression.
Yeah,
So
I was,
I
and
said,
sometimes that's not good either when you're
no,
constantly just running with your own thoughts because you don't have
yeah,
any right. Right, because you
thank
don't
you.
have that conversation, like you were saying, that conversation, that
Yes,
communication with somebody else who sees differently, whose perspective is differently. Because if you're just like in solitary with your own thoughts and your own
I
mind,
thought, yeah, it can be creepy.
no, yeah,
Oh no, no,
that
no. Trust
part,
me, it
yes,
was
that part.
very hard. It was very, very hard. I was alone. I couldn't speak to anybody, and I was normally I'm a slim person, but I was becoming thinner. Not
Mm.
that I was not eating. I was eating, but I was becoming thinner and slimmer.
I'm glad you said that because that is actually one of the signs with mental health. Like
Yeah.
when we speak to our clients in this assessment and we're like, are you eating, but yet you're still losing weight? And are you,
Yeah.
and are
I
you
was
not eating, but then gaining weight? Because it can happen. And I'm so glad, like you said that,
yes.
because we
Yeah.
actually, yes, yes. Listen,
I think it
check, check, check. Yes.
so I was eating but I was losing weight and I was becoming slimmer, and it took a while. It took a long time
Mm,
for me to realize that okay, I think I should stop this. I
yeah.
think I should just go outside and find a way. And if it's to, I started picking words from the
Mm,
language to communicate. Then I was learning the native language little by little so that I can
mhm.
speak to somebody because I needed to share my thoughts with somebody. So I
Yeah.
started learning. I didn't become perfect in a year, but I was able to find someone to I found people actually. I made a family there. I created a family there. I was able to communicate with people, and I think it created a different mindset for
You're
me,
right.
and I had to assemble that what I learned in my service year in a book,
Mhm.
and I
Mm.
couldn't help but publish the book so that people can actually learn from my journey down to that
Yeah.
place, so that because there's a whole lot, like I said at the beginning, there's a whole
Mhm.
lot to learn from people's experience, and
Woo!
there's a
Don't
whole lot
don't
to
be
learn
coming
from
here
people's.
preaching, Joseph. Don't be coming here preaching. You in here
I,
fighting? Yeah, preaching.
no, trust me. I think when you've gone through a period in your life, you would actually want to share it. Trust me,
You're
you would actually want to share it. And
Mm.
I'm happy that I'm here. I'm happy that I'm here.
you're
Pius, you were
right.
saying something the other time about you stuttering.
Yeah, sorry, I had a kind of interruption with my network.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
so so I'm going to continue from where I stopped. So I said I was stuttering, like, you know, when someone stutters, you can't be able to communicate, like the way Joseph is talking about communication. When you communicate
Mhm.
with people, that is when people get your message. So I
Mhm.
was given an opportunity to present, like to present on the stage. So immediately I start to stutter, and immediately I
Mhm.
start to stutter. A lot of people were trying to encourage me with their hands, but I know that deep down, Covenant, you have messed up, right?
Mhm.
And it made me feel so down because I knew that I will not be given an opportunity to speak anywhere, right? Because even though they try to recommend me to any other person, they will say no, no, please don't give that person because it will just mess up the whole thing. So it really made me to be in, like, it made me enter into a room of depression, right? So I really felt so bad. Thank God for my mother, right? My mother had to come
Mhm.
meet me and tell me that, hello, Covenant, you did well, right? You did you did amazing well. So I had to pick up. She told me, start practicing, start saying the words beat by beat. Whether you are going to be saying the words thousands of times, just keep on saying it. So what I did was I would gather empty chairs, right? Empty chairs, and I would start speaking to them as if I'm speaking to thousands of people.
Mm.
Anything that looks like a microphone, I'm gonna hold it and start
Oh my
speaking to
God.
them. So I'll go behind. So I'm gonna go behind the house. You know, we have a farmland there. So I would just start speaking to the vegetables, to the grasses, as if I'm speaking to thousands of people. So that gave me a kind of reinvention, right? So I got
Mhm.
reinvented and I came back on that field and I started doing something amazing well. So that was
Mm.
one part of my life that I had to reinvent myself. So one thing was that I grew up in the northern part of Nigeria. Now Joseph said he was born in Lagos, he schooled in Lagos, everything in Lagos. But actually,
Okay.
thank God that he went to the east. Thank God that he went to the east to get another thing entirely. So what happened is that I grew up in the north, right? Like my
Yeah.
primary school, my secondary school. Okay, over there you call it high school, right? So
Yes.
I I had to finish all that, my primary school, my secondary school in the northern part of Nigeria. So because I needed to start building influence, building authority around my field of interest, I had to move further. I had to come to Lagos, right? Lagos is a place where things are happening. So I had to come to Lagos. So I furthered my education. I went to the university where I had to study chemistry, right? So in the course of that, I knew depression wanted to enter because I was still having a form of you are the first child, a lot of responsibility
Mm.
is on my head. Covenant, this is what you are supposed to have achieved. Why haven't you done this? Why have you, like a whole lot of my mates are doing extremely well? So I felt, oh, am I not am I not that good enough, or is it that life is just treating me this way? Do you understand? So it was
Mm.
more of a whole lot of things. So I started engaging in different things. That is what led me to social media. And when I started leveraging on social media, I started having a kind of sense of purpose. Now I have a dream that Covenant, you are going to reach out to a whole lot of people. Now you were speaking when you were much younger. Now the social media has come like a bigger microphone, right? For you to now reach out to a whole lot of persons. So I started
Mhm.
leveraging on it and it made me meet a whole lot of people. Now I am meeting Perlet Cassell, I'm meeting Andre. So it's a kind of connection for me. So it is, I met Mr. Joseph also. Wow, his book is actually amazing. Down the East, yes. So it has given me a sense of purpose and I am seeing that purpose coming to actualization. So it's a
Mm.
big one for me. So and that is why I got into the digital marketing firm where I had to help purpose driven individuals build authority and credibility around their field of interest because that is the problem I was having. I was not able to stand out. I was not because I was so much afraid of what people would say. How people because people they were ready to laugh at anybody who can't speak, right? So it's
Mm.
so I just thank God for everything.
Thank you, Paris. Thank you for the compliment on the book. Thank you, thank you. All right. I remember an experience though. This is a male mental health part.
Mhm.
There was a friend of mine, a female friend actually, and
Mhm.
she had a challenge of when we all finished from the school. When we finished from school, she didn't have the what is it called? she couldn't get a job on time, and because she couldn't get a job on time, she was troubled. She got troubled at home by her parents. And I remember you, Covenant, talking about how the expectations from people get overwhelming sometimes,
Yeah,
and because people want you
exactly.
to people want you to they expect that, okay, you're the firstborn of the family, this is what you're supposed to do. You are supposed to cater for these your younger ones. You're supposed to start sending money back home. I hope people understand, people outside Nigeria, people over there would understand that in this part of the world, the trouble that is actually on the male child is quite enormous, and it can be
Yes,
discouraging because the expectation is too much and can be
yes,
overwhelming for the first child, actually.
exactly.
And I commend your efforts for taking that position. And I think I'm lucky for taking the third position. So I guess I'm lucky in my end. But the pressure on this friend of mine got so overwhelming for her, and she had to commit suicide. And people should understand that a whole lot of people are going through so much. People are going through so much, and if you don't understand that mental health is key to progress. Mental health. If you have a stable mental health, you are going to have a stable, successful journey in life. Or when you're trying to move past the challenge or whatever, if you are not mentally stable, it becomes so difficult. And I am really grateful for this platform that encourages people to create a kind of conversation. Do you understand? Create a kind of conversation for people to learn. Do you understand? For people to learn. I have
Exactly,
seen so
exactly.
many things in this part of this world. I've seen so many things. Seen so many things,
Yeah,
and I'm just grateful that we have kind of grown to a point where we understand that
yes,
mental disability exists. Do you understand?
yes.
So,
Because I can remember vividly what happened in the north, right, where where we had inter-religion war, where the
wow.
Muslims were fighting the Christians, like, so every you were not allowed to stay in your houses. So everybody were like refugee in the police barracks, in the army barracks. So whether you have a house or you have companies, when that particular war starts, right, everybody will not be a owner of a particular thing. So everybody will be depending on the government because the whole place is
Hmm.
full of fire. The whole place is full of guns. So
Hmm.
nobody. So at that point, people lost their lives. People lost their
I hope you
companies.
see. I hope you see why I
Father,
love Lagos now. you see, you've been trying to get me to. Welcome back.
yeah.
Welcome
So
back.
yeah, that point where the husband had to leave the wife.
All right, please.
All right,
Um, I think you
I
you
think we
know
can't
you know
hear
speaking
you.
out. We can hear you.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I forgot I had myself on mute right there. But no, I was saying I came back because Joseph. I saw how he was messing with you, Pius. I was like, no, he didn't. Gonna say, you see, that's why I like to be in logos. And so that's why I jumped back
Yeah,
in. I
yeah.
was like,
Lagos is
no, he
good.
didn't, sitting there teasing and messing with Pius. Let me come back on here. You messing with Pius. Yeah, Joseph, you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
It's
no, I was
I have
hearing
experienced
Pius
that.
when you was talking about everything that was going on. And I was like, wow, like that really
Wow, right? I hope you see why. I hope you see why I need to be born in Lagos, school in Lagos, live in Lagos, stay in Lagos, and do my business in Lagos
There,
because I can't
there are other
afford to
parts
go
of
through that.
Nigeria that are good. Things in the north are affordable, right? But things in
Yeah.
Lagos are very expensive. See, that's the advantage, right? The advantage when you are in the northern part of Nigeria, you can be able to accommodate, you can be able to afford a house, you can be able to
Hmm.
afford so many things around you. But when you're in Lagos, man, things are
Oh,
like this, right? Like everything is
okay.
moving like this.
Wait, is he about to debate Lagos and the North with me?
That's what I think he just did.
Don't do that. Don't do don't do that. Wait, are we
No, no,
supposed
no,
to
no.
compare expensive life with a death threat?
Ooh, ooh, wait a minute. Okay,
No,
so
No, no, no,
wait.
no.
no. I
No, no,
prefer the
let's not
expensive
go
life
there.
to the death threat.
Okay, so wait a minute. So TC community, as you see now, first of all, TC community, I want you to know that these two are really, really good friends. They are really good friends. So you see the way they kind of joke with each other, which is like hilarious. It is so funny to me. But you know what? I love it. Like I love y'all, your bond, your relationship with each other. And it's just so funny. And I like it. I really like it. And the
Thank you.
that you two bring
Thank you, thank you.
to the
Thank
conversation
you.
is awesome. It's awesome.
Uh,
But definitely yes, continue well, not continuing on comparing the two different the two different lives. But I do have a question. So
okay.
with males and mental health, we know that with men, you are taught to be like the head of the house, the strong one, not to cry, not to show any emotion. Did you ever feel this when you guys were going through your experiences that okay, I'm a male, and I can't show any emotion, I can't cry, I gotta man up, because I gotta be the provider, of the home, or I think was it with you, Pius, you were the first one, the first one to go to school, the firstborn, like it was so much on your shoulders as being the first. Did you ever feel like it was just overwhelming, too much, and that you couldn't really express yourself when you were going through that experience as as being the first?
Yeah, it was so overwhelming. I
Mm-hmm.
I left my parents when I was 16 years old to
Oh
stay
wow.
with one of their friends, right? So I've been leaving them like it's getting to probably 12 years now that I've stayed with my parents, right? So I had to go do things that I was not supposed to do just to
Mm-hmm.
make sure I meet the need of my younger ones, right? So it was so overwhelming. I had to go work as a houseboy for some people, right? I work
Mm-hmm.
as a houseboy, like a housemaid, right? In order
Mm-hmm.
for me to go to school, in order for me to finish my secondary school. So because I had to go do some I don't know what they call it in your place, laborer. I don't know what they call it. Joseph, can you help me with that one? So I
More
had
like a
to
missing,
Would it be like what, high
like a
school?
mi-
like more like a mason,
like a missing.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
right? Like exactly,
Mm.
that's the word. So I had to do a tedious job. I had to work in the farm because my parents are not there, and I had to feed. I had to help myself. I had to, so because nobody's there to take care of me. Nobody.
Yeah.
The only thing I had no phone at that time, right? I had no phone. The only thing is that my dad will send a message to one of my uncles and aunts that, hello, how is my son doing? That was only
Yeah.
the message. So That's the only message. And when they get the message to me, I will just say, okay, or they tell them that your son is doing fine. Either continue to do things that my parents were not even aware of it. So when I went back,
Mm,
I went back to stay a week or two. I had to tell them that this is what your son has been passing through. So being the firstborn, being the firstborn has been very overwhelming because a lot of responsibilities are are just choked up, right? Are just choked up, and you want to make sure you meet the needs of your family because
yeah.
there's this kind of when you there's this thing in Africa, right? That the firstborn must take care of the family, or else you are not
Mm,
responsible, right? If you don't do
mm,
that, if you don't take care of your parents at some certain age, or you don't take good care of your younger ones, there's you're not really a man, like no man up. So all
mm,
these things are like a big one for me that I had to manage. Sometimes I had to do things that um were not really good for my health, right? In order for me
yeah.
to just meet up with the expectation.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Joseph, for you, I know you the third, but what type of
Yeah,
expectations did you have? Again, like being a male, because you say you're the third of the males,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so again, not being able to have that space to, express your emotions, cry, trying to hold it all in. I know you said you had to go into the service. And so for you, how was it trying
Okay,
to express your emotions and your feelings of being a male?
okay. I I think one of the problems I had then, while I was going through that period, I I kept to myself, which was the major part, and nobody knew what I was
Mm,
going through because I usually smile a lot, and I kept the happy face, and I
mm,
was burning inside. I was ready to solve all the people's problem, while
mm.
mine was eating me up inside, and
Ooh.
it was becoming so troubling, actually. It was troubling, and I realized that the expectations for men is quite high, that you're not expected to cry. It's like
Mm,
men shouldn't cry. But and several other occasions have come up where you just try to man up, try to be the man. But sincerely, when I get to my closet, I
mm.
cry. So I just feel, and I tell people that whenever you see people crying, just let them cry. I think
Yeah.
they just need to ease themselves off the pain.
Mm,
So don't stress it. I can be so hard on myself and not wanting to cry, but I feel that the moment I start, I feel less burdened. I feel less burdened. I feel less burdened then,
oh, yeah.
and though you might be, I might try to be manly enough and not cry in front of a lady.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's important. It's important for people to know that when you're going through pain, when you're going through anxiety, when you're going through things that can be so difficult,
Yeah.
please be expressive. And if the way you can be expressive is through tears, please just cry and just forget about the old story about men don't cry. Please, men cry and
Yeah.
cry. Please, please, just
Don't
cry. Be
cry, don't cry
expressive.
into
Just
your closet, right?
yeah, just yes, just cry because
Just cry in the
there's
closet.
a whole lot about being expressive will do for you.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. that, you know what, that was just so, it was so profound what you just said, just as far as just cry.
Just
Like,
cry, just cry, please.
and you know, and the thing about it is it sounds so simple of just cry, but
Yeah,
at
what's
the,
hard to do?
yeah, but at the same time, you know, it's so hard for males
Yeah,
to
it's
do at the
hard.
same time.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
yes, yes, yes.
natural.
Um,
What was you saying,
my,
Pius?
Sorry, I
What were
didn't
you
get that.
saying,
Pi-
Pius?
you said something?
I said it's natural that it's hard for men to cry. Like it's
Mm.
hard. Like just I don't know, probably because that's the way we were created, right? We were
I
Mm-hmm.
know.
created that way.
I'm not going to agree with that. I'm not going to agree with that's how we're created. I think it's a society that
I was just
actually
about to say
created
that.
that.
That's
So
what I was about to say.
I don't think there's a place in the Bible that said men should not cry. No, I don't think so. I don't think God actually made that commandment. I just
I,
believe
I,
that the society that we live in just believe that okay, you're a man, you should man up, just
There we
man up,
go.
just
Yes,
man
that's
up.
what I was gonna say. Yeah.
And you can't always man up if you need to be sober. You can't
Ooh.
always man up if you need to be sober. I lost my father recently, like in June,
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
yeah, thank you. And I remember trying not to cry. Do you understand? But every time I remember how much is invested into my life, and I just feel no, I've not returned that investment back to him. I cry because that's what I cannot do again. It's gone,
Mm.
and I can't man up for that. What's there to man up about? So I
Mm.
just feel that we'll find ourselves in that kind of situation. And if you're trying to man up all the time, it's like you're bottling things up, and bottling things up. And one devilish thing that thing does for people is that you become aggressive. And you be aggressive,
Woo!
yes, you be aggressive to the wrong people. And you be aggressive and you don't know, but you just tend to shout on other people. And that's not your nature. But because you're bottling things up. And one day when you explode up, that the thing is too much for you to handle,
Mhm.
you will cry and start reciting all the things you've bottled up so far.
You say you explode, you cry, and you just release
Yeah,
everything that was bottled
yes,
up.
yes, you just release them, and that's why you find people saying, I told you the other time, I told you the other time. Because you've been bottling up. You've been bottling up. So
Mhm.
if you know that you're offended, please just tell the person that you've offended me. Don't bottle it up and don't become a
Yes.
man because of that. Please don't do that. Do you
Mhm.
understand? So I just feel that people should understand that
Mhm.
men cry, and
Yes.
don't be man all the time. Please.
Yeah.
Sometimes the man needs to be the woman and cry. Please just cry. Just express yourself and just let
Yeah.
the water to pour your
Well,
mind.
I'm not gonna necessarily call him a woman, but you know what? I think men do need that space to be vulnerable. I think they need that
Yeah.
space to be vulnerable. They need that space to express their emotions, and like you said, and give them that space to cry. Like, you know, just cry if something is hurting you. If you feel stressed out, you feel overwhelmed. You know,
Yes.
cry, express your emotions, express how you're feeling. You know, like I said, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, you know, express those emotions. And I just want to say to the women who are watching in the TC community, allow your men to have that space to cry, to be vulnerable, to
Please.
express himself. Yeah. Because like you said, um we society has placed upon us where we're supposed to be a, you know, well, not us, not me, y'all, just y'all too. uh, where society plays on you where you're supposed to be a man, you know, you gotta man up, don't cry. Like, what you crying for? Like, you know, if you bump your head,
Really?
Yes, like get up, man up. Like you gotta be a man and not cry. It's almost like you shouldn't even bump your head. Like don't bump your head, please. But that's exactly what it is. And I remember someone telling me like men are taught to kill their feelings. Like you are not supposed to even have feelings. Like you're supposed to be
It's
so
totally
strong.
wrong.
Yes, and it is. But
It's
you know
totally
what?
wrong.
What it does is it continues the cycle, and then we have people that are aggressive. We have men who are we have domestic violence where they're beating
Yeah,
on their wives, their children,
yeah.
because they have bottled it all up.
Oh,
Yes, yes.
yeah.
Pius, would you like to add anything to that?
Yeah, yes, I will agree that when we have our time, we should express ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
We should just express ourselves. Like the more we express ourselves, the more we clear a lot of things that have choked us up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important for us to really express ourselves. Whatever feeling we have or
Mm-hmm.
whatever we are feeling inside, we should just express ourselves. So that's a very
Yeah,
important one.
it is. It is. Oh my God. You know what, gentlemen? I just want to say thank y'all so much. Like y'all have definitely. Oh my God! Like y'all
No,
have come on here.
thank you too.
Yeah, right. Look, y'all have come on here and just shut
Thank you
down the
very much,
conversation.
Andre. Honestly, really appreciate this
Thank
opportunity.
you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes. Like I said,
Yeah.
just thank you so much. Especially
Thank
because of
you.
this topic. Sharing your experiences around this topic. It takes a lot of courage to express, like, hey, like me too. Like I've, dealt with some mental health issues where, I've had to overcome, where I've had to express myself, Pius, where you talked about, stuttering and having to overcome your stuttering, because you didn't want people to judge you, because that is something that people would have judged you about. And then that would have affected you, impacted you. And then Joseph, just talking about,
Exactly.
having to go to the service, and being by yourself because you wasn't able to communicate with the people that you are around. And it's just so much. And like I say, I just want to thank you guys so much again for taking out your time to come to the
Yeah.
conversation.
Because the time is like 4 parts.
Yes, like it's
Yeah, it's like
Yes,
it's like
so
it's
far
like
apart.
like the Red Sea apart.
yes.
Yeah. So
The time is so
I hope I hope people know that we are like 5 hours far apart.
yeah,
So
I was just about to
now,
say that.
Oh,
Like
it's
we're
far
like
oh
five
my
apart.
hours
God,
different.
5 hours.
now you're in the afternoon and we are yet dark in the night,
When
like a little bit spooky.
Look, I'm over here with all bright light, and y'all are in the
All
dark. So
right.
look,
it's dark
you
here.
guys can tell me what tomorrow is gonna bring. Like what tomorrow look like, y'all.
But
Oh
it's
my
it's it's
goodness.
it's a
Oh
it's
my
a
goodness.
good one. It's a
Is
good
it gonna be a
one.
good one? Thank
It's a good
you.
one.
It's a good one. Look, y'all, Joseph tell us that tomorrow is gonna be a good day. So
It's a
make it
good
a good
one.
day.
Yes,
But again,
tomorrow's gonna be wonderful.
what you say, Pius?
I said tomorrow is gonna be wonderful.
Yes, it is. Yes, tomorrow is gonna be wonderful. Again, everyone, this month is males and mental health. We are having men come on to the show telling us about their challenges with mental health. Maybe someone else they know they have dealt with mental health and their ways of how they cope with it, how they got through it, and really just to bring awareness to help us again, just doing the things like, hey, just cry, get it off of
Right?
you instead of exploding, like Joseph said, don't be aggressive. Like, get that stuff off of you. But we all deal with different types of pressures. We all have things that we are dealing with and that we have to overcome. And so, just little by little, we can definitely overcome it. And again, like I say to my women in the TC community, we have to be here to help support our men. And then support, I'm saying, allow them to have that space to be vulnerable, allow them to have that space to just cry, and allow them to still be men.
Yeah.
Because even if they do cry, they are still a man. They're still the head of the house. They're still strong individuals. They're still providers. And they're still someone that can love on you and take care of you. But sometimes they just need that space to just release and let some things go. And so that's where we allow them to have that time to be vulnerable and to cry.
Yeah. Yeah. That should be loud enough for people to hear.
Yeah.
I think I need to increase the volume. Please just I just need to increase the volume on that, and please just give your man, give
Hmm.
your lover, your brother, your uncle. Just know that they're human. They're human also, and
Mm.
human feels pain,
Yeah,
and there is no one that cannot feel pain.
that's
There's no
true.
one.
That's
So if
true.
you can feel it as a lady, if you can feel it as a woman, just know
Hmm.
that a man can feel pain also, and
Mm.
just understand that that thing that can make you cry can make someone else cry.
Yeah.
And I think understanding does everything. And once you understand that this man that I'm living with, that has been providing for me, providing for the house, has been taking good care of me,
Hmm.
sometimes also need to be taken care of. And
Yes.
so, just the same way you feel you need something, the man also needs it. Sometimes he would
Hmm.
have to go extra mile not to think of himself and think of you. And it doesn't mean that he doesn't want those things that he gets for you. It just means that he actually puts you as a priority. And sometimes surprising those kind of people actually matters,
Yeah.
because it's kind of bring the smile. And even if they are depressed or they're down and they're feeling uh, agitated or something, once they feel loved, when they feel the vibe that is coming from you, that is good, I feel that the change would come.
Yeah.
And love conquers it. Love
Yeah.
conquers it. So you should
That's
love those people that you feel are going through that kind of period. That is the time that you need to attend to them the most,
yeah.
and understand that even when they shout at you, it's because of the period they are.
Yeah.
So
And they still love you. They
they
still
still
love
love
you.
you. Yeah,
Yeah. They still love.
they still
Yeah.
do. They still
Yeah.
do. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
You're welcome. Pius.
I am very very happy that I made it here. I'm very very happy that I made it
Thank
here.
you so much, Joseph. Like I say, and thank you to Pius. You two, both of you, for coming on the conversation and gracing us with your presence and your knowledge and your awareness, and again, just bringing normalcy to mental health and letting people know that hey, it's okay not to be okay, and it's okay
Yeah, right?
to cry. Yes,
Yeah.
again. Pius, is there anything that you will, any remarks that you would like to give to the TT community before we get ready and go?
Yeah, I really appreciate this community for giving us this opportunity, because this is something that we are given an opportunity to really express ourselves, right? To share
Mm-hmm.
our story with every one of you. So it's a great privilege, and I really appreciate you, Andre, for this opportunity. You are a person that the world needs to be reckoning with, right? So we really appreciate it. Thank you, community. I really appreciate it. This is nice.
Thank you again. Thank you guys so